I'm Geoffrey in the 11th episode of the Kingdom of Sweden campaign from 1648, 30 Years of War, a kingdom's total conversion mode for medieval to total war made by Enfracted. We are in the month of 1630. The Prince Electors have asked at the Diet of Regensburg the Holy Roman Emperor to reduce the size of his army and relieve Wallenstein of his command. Hostilities cease between the Imperial Archduchy of Austria and the Duchy of Bavaria. Hopefully Munich has been returned to Bavaria. We are recruiting at Stralsund to replenish the losses of our armies in Saxony. Fairgrounds, trade fairs and a merchant bank. A gymnasium at Torgau. Protestant communities, and in Meissen a bookseller's shop has been repaired. We are Europe's most populous kingdom. Gnesen is besieged by the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Georg Karl van Amstenryd defends Gnesen. Carl Gustav of Minsk comes to the relief. Captain Gaston commands the attacking force of just 2 troops of winged hussars and a company of musketeers. The enemy general is slain when his winged hussars impale themselves into the pikes of Carl Gustav's pikemen.
Shadows grow long, and we're neither the vanquisher nor the vanquished. Only death claims any victory on this field today.
The battle is a draw, but the enemy lifts the siege and returns to Warsaw. Next, Captain Nicodemus is besieged at Schrimm by Captain Andrese. Our energetic general, Gabriel Hans' daughter, comes to the relief of the garrison. The Poles are attacking with 3 troops of Hussaria. Hans' daughter's men form Spanish tertius. The Middle Ages have gone by. Despite their great experience, the Hussaria attack the tertius head-on. In this contest between horseflesh and sharp pikes, the outcome is no surprise. So already the ground before our tertius is littered with dead horses. Our musketeers are firing at the hussars, who are also being pelted with grenades by our grenadiers. They're also being fired at by the garrison of the city. Here the hussars have regrouped and they are preparing for another charge. Another headlong charge into our pikes, and more horses fall to the ground. More hussars learn to fly. The hussars regroup for another charge. There are repeated charges against our pikemen, but with very little effect. This troop of hussars is being decimated by grenades and musket fire.
The battle seems to be swinging in. Only half the enemy force remains. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
They make up their minds to abandon this hopeless fight. The enemy general attempts one more charge. More horses impale themselves into our pikes.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
One more charge. A very pathetic charge, completely ineffectual, causing the death of more winged hussars who are at the point of going crazy. And finally, their General Captain Andrzej gets the idea that perhaps they should stop attacking our pikemen. So now they are bypassing the blocks of pikes in an attempt to attack the dragoons who are behind, but they're also being backed up by pikemen and our general, so perhaps they are heading for our general. Our pikemen march in their direction. Here's Captain Andrzej, the Polish commander, attacking our dragoons.
The enemy general lies dead. We've sent the base cur to hell. Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
And so that was the end of the siege. The enemy flees and they are being chased by our cavalry. And here's our general collecting prisoners.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Captain Nicodemus and Gabriel, Hans' daughter, have been victorious. The hussars have been humbled. Back in Saxony, Albrecht Wallenstein has retreated to Dresden, where he is now seemingly without command. But a large Imperialist army is being mustered around Dresden under Don Baltazar de Marradas, who can also count on the very large garrison of Dresden. Opposing them is the Swedish king with the blue and yellow brigades, John MacKayes and Robert Monro with the Scottish Brigade, and Gustav Gustafsson and Gustav Horn with the rest of the blue and yellow brigades and the garrison of Meissen. The Imperialists are pillaging Saxony around Greiz and are still controlling Weimar. It is now the August of 1631. Martin Rickard has composed the popular hymn, "Now Thank We All Our God." There is a futures market in Malmö, an umber monopoly in Dachau, a marine contractor in Marienburg, cuirassier barracks at Rostock, and a Protestant church at Gnesen. Our king's army is well supplied and will fight well, unlike armies quartered in the small towns which tend to run out of supplies and forage from the surrounding countryside. The good Protestants of Erfurt have rebelled and thrown out the Imperialists from the city. The Kaiser is amassing a large army in Weimar. Michael Adolf, the Graf of Athan, has come with an Imperialist army to Dresden, but Albrecht Wallenstein, relieved of his command, is now leaving, heading back to his estates in Bohemia. Don Baltazar de Marradas and Johann, Heinrich, the Graf of Dünewald, have marched north and seem about to lay siege on Riesa. Captain Hackvin defeats some rebels in Pomerania.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Captain Hackvin is promoted to Captain Major and looks very handsome in his new command. Adolf Theodor, our Riga, our diplomat, and our embassy to Prussia Brandenburg is now a master of diplomacy. Johannes Perreuter goes to fight some rebels near Königsberg.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
He gains a great victory, losing only one man who shot himself accidentally while reloading his musket. Our relations with the Kingdom of France are outstanding. Seeing that Marradas and the Graf of Dünewald have marched off from Dresden to Riesa, Gustav Adolf grasps the opportunity to march to Dresden. He surprises a cuirassier battalion outside Dresden, and the garrison of Dresden sallies out to their aid. Captain Lennart comes to the aid of our king with a forlorn hope. Gustavus Adolphus has arrayed his army in the Swedish formation. Captain Lennart comes with reinforcement of forlorn hopes. So here on this side is the Yellow Brigade. Forlorn hopes are coming from the right, you just saw them. The musketeers have already opened fire. The approaching enemy consists of two small armies, and they are being backed up by the garrison of Dresden. So here's again the Yellow Brigade on the right. They are firing the approaching enemy, and the Blue Brigade on the left, also firing at the approaching enemy. So here are the glorious pikemen of the Blue Brigade. You can see on the right, these units approaching from the right are Captain Lennart's forlorn hopes. There's also a company of pikemen. And they've already turned away company of enemy dragoons. Here on the left, some enemy cuirassiers are charging our left wing. They are fired at by our arquebusiers and dragoons. Another company of enemy cuirassiers have charged the Blue Brigade musketeers here. And they are caught in a melee.
The battle is very much in our favour. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
In the melee, their commander is slain, and the enemy cuirassiers are seen off. They are being chased by our arquebusiers that were on our left wing. More enemy cavalry approaches our lines. Here some enemy archers are being seen off. The Imperial Tertiary is now approaching our lines under heavy fire from our entire line of musketeers.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Some enemy cuirassiers here have been engaged in a melee with one of our companies of Blue Brigade pikemen, and they have been routed. And a terrible melee between some enemy forlorn hopes, the swordsmen here, and our Yellow Brigade pikemen. They are being supported by other units. And more melee on the side of the Blue Brigade. Another one of the enemy commanders, Captain Helmut, has been slain. Enemy cuirassiers and arquebusiers are trying to attack our lines. We are holding fast. This is our general, the bodyguard of our general. Our enemies in disarray units are running left and right, and now our enemy is practically defeated. We are chasing down the routed enemy. Their general has been slain. The commander, the governor of Dresden, has been slain, and their army is now in full retreat. So a very glorious victory, a fabulous battle. Our lines held fast, and the enemy was crushed. The Swedish king Gustavus Adolphus is once again victorious. And here's our glorious Blue Brigade, undefeated. So the Swedish king has gained another great victory. The way for the conquest of Dresden is now open. The captured prisoners were ransomed by the Kaiser, earning us a little profit. Next, the Scots come to reinforce Gustavus Adolf and Captain Lennart in a battle that resulted in the capture of Dresden. This is not the first time Robert Monro has won a great victory, and the Scots enter Dresden, ending the month of August with another triumph.